Hi, my name is Krisham, Senior Product Manager for MongoDB Atlas. Do you want to know how you can unlock developer agility and help your organization save costs in just 15 minutes? If so, please don't click away. I'd love to share some improvements we've made to Atlas in the last 6 months that helps your developers move more quickly and saves money for your org. To do that, I'd like to talk about a couple of things. I'd like to start with what is Atlas, followed by a brief history of Atlas, and then talk about what we've been up to, and finally, probably the reason why you're here, talk about what you might have missed in the last 6 months. So to start, let's talk about what's Atlas. MongoDB Atlas is the most advanced cloud database service on the market. Atlas is the only multi-cloud document database service that runs on AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. We deliver the most advanced security and data distribution capabilities of any fully managed service with comprehensive observability, built-in automation for resource and workload optimization, and so much more, so that we can give you the versatility you need to build sophisticated and resilient applications that can adapt to changing customer demands and market trends. Today, we are a leader in the database as a service market, recognized by Forrester and other leading industry analysts. What began 5 years ago as just an idea to see how the market would react to a managed MongoDB service is now a 9-figure revenue business with over 2 million database clusters deployed worldwide. Atlas is available in over 80 regions globally on all 3 cloud providers. And it's depended on by more than 25,000 customers ranging from enterprises that are hundreds of years old to hyper-growth startups that are disrupting industries. To catch you up to how we got here, Atlas has really been many years in the making. Hopefully, many of us in the audience are aware of the many technological breakthroughs MongoDB has delivered via the core database. For example, ACID transactions in MongoDB 4.0, followed by distributed transactions and client-side field-level encryption in 4.2. Then refinable shard keys and mirrored reads in 4.4, and even more exciting things in 5.0 announced this morning during the keynote. What you may not be as familiar with might be our cloud products. We've invested as much, if not more, in building out our cloud products and capabilities alongside continuous innovation on the core database. Starting as a beta product on a single cloud provider, we have added hundreds of features and built out a data platform in the past 5 years that is capable of providing a multi-cloud distributed database with best-in-class, always-on security, native full-text search, intuitive data tiering, edge-to-cloud sync, and so much more. And that's why we believe, and our customers believe, that Atlas is the most advanced cloud database service on the market. But we don't let that stop us. For those who know MongoDB as a company, hopefully you recognize that we are customer obsessed. Delightful user experience is key to our mission of building a best-in-class cloud database service, and we continuously release new features to enhance our data platform. In the last 6 months alone, we've had over 10 releases, released more than 45 features, and onboarded thousands of new customers. We live and breathe developer agility, and we'd love for you to do the same on Atlas too. Now, we know most of us don't have time to just sit and read through release notes. So today, I'd like to share the SparkNotes version of it and share 5 of the features that I'm personally most excited about. To do that, the first feature I'll start with is enterprise security controls for multi-cloud clusters. We were the first company to GA multi-cloud clusters in October of 2020, with the belief that enabling customers to distribute their data in a single cluster across multiple public clouds simultaneously or move workloads seamlessly between them would unlock incredible levels of agility for developers. With multi-cloud clusters, we wanted to ensure customers had the highest level of continuous availability with cross-cloud redundancy. We wanted customers to be able to seamlessly migrate their cluster from one cloud to another and take advantage of best-of-breed technology across multiple clouds so that they could use unique tools and services native to each cloud provider without any added complexity. We wanted to enable customers to reach more of their users by distributing their data across new regions on different cloud providers. And from day one, multi-cloud clusters offered 95% of the same feature set as single cloud clusters, including continuous cloud backups, automated data tiering, and workload isolation for data analytics and visualization. But we didn't stop there. We wanted to go one step further and ensure feature parity between single cloud clusters and multi-cloud clusters, so that no user would ever have to contemplate whether something they wanted to use on Atlas was only available in the single cloud paradigm. In the last 6 months, we've added private network connectivity via private connection and private endpoints, so that you feel that all your data transfer is always secure. We've added global cluster support for those applications that needed reads and writes to be location aware for data sovereignty and latency. We've added encryption at rest using customer managed keys so that you can secure your data using a key from any cloud provider and easily rotate it. We've added compute and storage autoscaling so that your Atlas cluster can scale seamlessly as your workload changes. And lastly, we've added programmatic API access so that you can manage your clusters with our API. And this means that multi-cloud clusters are now more suitable than ever for even the strictest and most sophisticated workloads. The second improvement I'll highlight are index removal suggestions in Performance Advisor. One of the features that gets our customers very excited is Performance Advisor. Performance Advisor has always provided index and schema suggestions that are tailored to your workload and intelligently calculated based on metadata of your most active collections. We calculate suggestions every time you load the Performance Advisor to give you the most up-to-date suggestions when you want them. We also rank them by the potential impact each index has on your cluster's performance, so you'll always know their value. And we've extended the same expertise to index removals as well. Now, on every Atlas cluster, we will provide index removal suggestions based on usage statistics on the most active collections. We will show you unused, redundant, and hidden indexes and suggest to you what you can do. Our recommendations are always personalized to your data and based on years of experience optimizing MongoDB deployments so that you can focus on features, not fixes. We built index removal suggestions because we saw more developers assume all the indexes they created were of value, not knowing that indexes take up critical storage space and can cause write latency to increase. And for those developers who knew the potential performance hit, it was a struggle to know which indexes in particular to remove. We know that indexes can go out of date with changing data because of our years of experience. So removing unnecessary indexes often improves performance and can even save cost. But needing to know what index to remove is an ongoing operational burden that slowed down the velocity at which our users could build with MongoDB. So we decided to build index removal suggestions. Here's a screenshot of it in action, where Performance Advisor has noticed that one of my indexes is redundant because it's a prefix of a separate compound index in my collection. And it was able to decide this without any manual input or inspection from me, the user. I think that's pretty cool. The third improvement I'll feature is Azure Private Link. Atlas has always treated security as first class. We believe in a security in depth posture where multiple actions are combined to mitigate security risks. We have encryption at rest at the storage tier, encryption over the wire with TLS, always-on database and network authentication, and we're excited to be able to augment this posture with Azure Private Link for our Azure customers. Because of the deep partnership we have with Azure, we were able to launch this capability shortly after the GA of Azure Private Link, allowing our customers to immediately benefit from the newest network security capabilities coming out of Azure. By connecting MongoDB Atlas to your Azure environments and applications with Azure Private Link, We ensure private connectivity end-to-end. Azure Private Link enables you to have unidirectional connectivity so that there is no extension of the perceived network trust boundary. Transitive connectivity so that you can connect to Atlas from multiple peered VNets or from on-prem environments connected with ExpressRoute. Consolidated security controls across your Azure estate so that your network architecture is simplified and secure by default. And the best of all is that these come with ironclad guarantees from Azure, eliminating the need to configure network security groups and the possibility of human error, allowing your developers to focus on differentiating features rather than network security. And here's an example of how you get started. The user experience is built to be incredibly intuitive so that all you have to do is provide a few inputs and you're off to the races. The fourth improvement I'll feature are custom archive rules in Online Archive. We launched Atlas Online Archive last year to allow you to seamlessly tier your data across Atlas clusters and fully managed cloud object storage. You can simply create an archiving rule on a cluster, and Atlas will automatically scan your clusters to archive data matching your rule to a more cost-effective storage tier. Your archives remain fully online and are queryable at any time so that you retain access to all of your data. You can query your archives separately from your Atlas cluster if you want to minimize performance impact, or you can choose to run federated queries using a unified endpoint against both your cluster and archive to return a single set of results. When we launched Online Archive, we allowed customers to archive documents based on time, which required a date field on each document. Similar to TTL indexes on MongoDB, this allowed customers to archive documents if they were older than some arbitrary date, like 45 or 60 days. But we quickly learned that depending on the application, dates were not always the most appropriate dimension to archive on. Some documents should be archived based on other dimensions, like a status field or last active metadata or something else. So we added custom archive rules. Now you can specify target documents from a collection using a custom JSON filter that is tailored to your application use case. This allows you to archive on fields and dimensions other than date, or even provide a more complicated query to make it filter exactly the way you'd want it. I'd also be remiss not to mention the many performance improvements we've made to Online Archive in the last couple of months to make it even more beneficial to your application. Here's my collection where I have a custom archive rule in my collection for dogs based on breed. The last improvement I'll feature today are our infrastructure as code integrations. We believe strongly in integrating Atlas into your delivery workflow. When we can fully automate deployment and management of Atlas through code, we vastly simplify the task of infrastructure management, meaning you can spend less time managing these resources and more time focusing on your applications. So we are more than excited to share that in the last few months, we have added a new quick start to our command line interface tool, Mongo CLI, allowing you to get started on Atlas faster than ever. We have released version 1.0 of our official Terraform resource provider, ensuring full feature coverage for everything available on Atlas. We have created native CloudFormation templates to allow you to manage Atlas deployments through the AWS CloudFormation Console, or CLI. These infrastructure as code integrations allow you to include Atlas in the same workflow as other parts of your stack, allowing you to standardize configuration across your organization and enjoy full ecosystem integration, whether that's in Bash scripts, Terraform, or AWS. So I'd like to show you an example of how you can get started with our CLI. Yep, that's literally it. There you have it. Thank you for spending 15 minutes with me. I hope you're as excited as I am for these 5 major improvements we've made to Atlas. Number 1, enterprise security controls for multi-cloud clusters so that they're now suitable for even the strictest and most sophisticated workloads. Number 2, Performance Advisor index removal suggestions helps you remove unnecessary indexes to improve performance and even save costs. Number 3, Azure Private Link to ensure private connectivity end-to-end between your Atlas environments and Atlas clusters. Number 4, custom archive rules in Online Archive to archive documents the way you want them. Number 5, infrastructure as code integration to vastly simplify the task of infrastructure management. These 5 features are available to all Atlas clusters right now, so you can get started now and see how stunningly easy it is to work with data on MongoDB Atlas. Thank you so much.